Hello guys, welcome finally back to another update here on the stock market. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally back here on my second channel and I want to talk about the S&P 500 here. Right now we're on the monthly chart. As you can see down here, the time frame, you can see the chart starts all the way from 1974 here. And I do believe right now we're in a very historic times in the making. What we're seeing right now is not something we see commonly. The stock market is going absolutely parabolic. For you that follow my crypto channel and my Twitter account, you know I've been talking about that this year is going to be the best year for the stock market, or one of the best years in history, and that's exactly what's been happening. I see a lot of people calling for the stock market top here, saying we're forming some kind of wedge here before we go lower. But I've been telling people you don't want to go short this market because you'll be on the wrong side of the market. The Federal Reserve is pumping up as much money as they can to keep this prop up the stock market here. So for those who are not familiar with the pitchforks, I want to first start here with talk about this major pitchfork. This is a world's largest pitchfork, is from the monthly time frame here. So each candle you see here on the screen is 1 month. So I have dragged this from the complete low here that I can find. We have one lower low here, but this goes too far back where there was no real price data. So the best price data I can get here is at, let me see here, 1973, I believe, 74 is the start of the pitchfork, and have pulled it to the highs of 2000. So from the 2000, then we'll get a low here. This was not the lowest low, so we want to use the lowest low here from the right, which is in 2009. And we can see here this pitchfork has been playing out here since 2009. We have been in this macro cycle. So I do believe right now we're in the last big cycle of the stock market. So we have this as a massive 1-2 wave. The third wave has lasted around from September 2011 until December 2021. So the third wave has lasted 10 years, and I do believe right now we're in the final fifth wave, and the final fifth wave are the ones that are the most impulsive. So you can see here inside this super cycle we have a smaller cycle, which has also had some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this was the fifth wave. So if we change the this is a micro cycle, we can see here. So this was the smaller Elliott wave count, and in this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be the fifth wave of the fifth wave, which is actually gonna be I do believe we're gonna see one of the biggest corrections in history. So I had this here text lined out because I do believe this median line here is gonna be the absolute top of the stock market. I know many of you guys think probably I'm just crazy. I'm just a guy here drawing lines on a chart without looking at any real world data. There's a lot of things that we cannot know. It's even with all the data in the world, it's almost impossible to call the exact top of the stock market. But I'm very confident that this is going to be the exact top, as we've been talking about for months now. I do believe the stock market has another 23-24% to go, depending when we reach it. So we can come here on the weekly so we can see this pitchfork a bit better. So this median line works like that. The longer it takes for us to come up here to this median line, the higher we're gonna go. So remember down here we thought that this median line is way too high, because we predicted it here, I think it was already before last year, that would have another 50% at least to in just 1 year to reach the median line, and it looks like we're on the way to this median line. So this is something absolutely insane. I do believe once we reach this median line, the price action has been inside this median line for I think around over 20 years now. So we're gonna see a massive sell off. This is where the algorithms are selling and dumping. All the companies are owning all the big stocks. They're having billions and billions of dollars holding, if not trillions, of this S&P 500 index. So I do believe we're gonna see some major recession in the world, perhaps even a third world war breaking out, because they need to explain the crash down somehow. We have seen this in the past. The technicals are the ones that are the predictor of the markets here. I do believe very confidently that this is going to be the absolute top of the stock market, and right now you really want to long, because it's hard to predict time, but I do believe that around 2025 is my guess. So let's say we continue the rally that we have continued now here. So we take from the lows to the highs here. Then we'll just pull the line here. Let's say we'll continue on the way we have done so far. This will be in around 30th of December 2025. Of course, we might do something like this and top later, but the time is not as important, it's the target. So we really want to keep an eye on this median line. This median line is gonna offer you one of the best shorting opportunities in history, and the one way you can hedge yourself for a recession, in my opinion, is to hedge, is to short this market. To talk about targets, it's very hard to predict, but I do believe we could easily go here if we take from the first wave here, wherever the fifth wave is gonna be. I do believe the 0.31 fib on the log scale here is gonna be a valid target, which let's say we top here at the median line. So it's gonna be at least a 50% crash in the entire stock market, if not more. But I do believe this is historic times we're living in. This is not normal behavior. The economy is going absolutely getting worse and day by day, while the stock market is just going higher and higher. We can see here, previously we mentioned in my previous video, this was a trade, or actually a few videos ago. If we come here more on the shorter time frame, we had here as a, this is a very small 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The stock market hit our target. I exited my long position, even though I think I could have held it longer, because the algorithms are buying at the 0.31 and they like to sell at the minus 0.236. So this trade was a nice almost 11-1 here. This shows just strength in the stock market here. I do believe the stock market is gonna go higher. Right now it's very hard to try trading the stock market because it's just going parabolic now. The time was to buy on this pullback here, as I was telling you guys. Right now, I do believe the best way we can do is just look to any interest you can see on the 0.31 is a buying opportunity. So you can take from the lowest low here and from the second lowest low. So here we have also substantial low. So you want to find the next top. I'm not saying this is going to be the top, but you want to find the top here, and any pullback we can get to the 0.31 Fibonacci. That's where you want to long, because there's plenty of opportunity yet to long here. This is a weekly chart. So if you come here on the daily, we can see here the stock market still has much higher to go, at least another 18-20%, depending when we reach it. I do believe it's gonna my estimated guess is somewhere early next year the stock market is gonna top, but we want to be prepared for this because it's gonna be one of the biggest recessions in human history. I do believe these pitchforks are very highly accurate at predicting tops, and these are the largest pitchforks I personally found on any chart. So this is just something that I'm looking at right now. Shorter time frame, not so much has changed here. We can try to draw a pitchfork here on the shorter time frame. Let's see here, if we take from the COVID lows to the highs here and then to the recent lows here. So this is the shift one that we have broken through, and then I like to use the modify shift after we have broken through the shift one. So here I would say the modify shift would be the next target for the stock market, which is also quite high, which I do believe we're going to reach another 11%. So that's when we're probably going to have a bigger pullback reaching this. So we can apply this one up here. So let's say so we can see this more clear from the lows here to the third wave and to the fourth wave. So we have here the modify shift. So you can see here, if it follows here would be a nice target where they would align together, but my estimated guess would do something like this, have a bigger correction here, have a bear trap. A lot of people are calling for shorts. They're gonna say this was the top of the bull market before they will make a final push higher, and that's when we're gonna start the huge bear market. So these are just my thoughts. Please comment down below what you're thinking. I think right now we're really living in extraordinary times. This is not normal behavior for the stock market. The economy is not growing. There's no new job openings. It's just all of Fugazi. It's the biggest Ponzi scheme in human history, and this is gonna come to an end sooner or later. These prices are not normal. This stock market is way overvalued, and I do think we're gonna see some major correction in the near future. So otherwise, if you like my videos here on the stock channel, I'll also cover commodities and oil. Make sure to subscribe. I will start to post at least twice or 3 times a week. Make sure to join the Discord link down below, and see you again in the next video.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my